viewers, अपने सब के नागालैंड टीवी से स्वागत कर रहे हैं। तो अजी अमियान आईने थे क्या तो सर एसी जमीर तालो आईने से और टाइडो अमियान बहुत जने ताई नागालैंड ना एक सीएम से और जो पोर्टे ओडिशा, गुजरात, गोवा और महाराष्ट्र लगा ताई गवर्नर है किसी ने अमियान जने से और he is one of the most prominent अमियान लगा नागालैंड ना politician बिटोरे ताई भी एकता दंगों मानु एकता से और one of the oldest तो अजी मान तक ये आईने हो दिया तो कथा बोला इसी तो बिशी प्रेस स्टेटमेंट खाने का भी बिशी उला से और अमें जाना से खबर की जैसे अमें स्टेट थे तो इधर ने सर जी वेलकम कर से वेलकम सर सो सर आई वुड लव टू स्टार्ट माय क्वेश्चन विद दिस थिंग्स दैट आर हैपनिंग नाउ सो सर you were invited by Amit Shah for core committee meeting since you are one of the prominent figures of Nagaland. So during that meeting, what was the outcome?
At the outset, I want to clarify my identity. I am a retired person, unattached with any organization, nor any parties or any group. And therefore, whatever I say will be my personal views, honest views, and I have to state very candidly what I thought to be correct. My invitation to Home Minister for consultation in connection with Nagaland issue, I have asked him what really is the position of the government of India vis-a-vis Naga political issue. He categorically stated that as far as the government of India is concerned, flag, constitution, sovereignty, integration are no longer. In other words, be it framework agreement or agreed position, you will not find neither sovereignty, nor integration, nor constitution, nor flag. And this was made absolutely clear to me. And therefore I only requested him, if this is the case, why should you keep pending resolution of this Naga problem? Because our people are so anxious for the better days to come after solution. And therefore government of India should have compassion, should consider the problem of Nagaland in order to bring this political negotiation to a logical conclusion. And that was the statement I made him. And he also said the government of India is paying the greatest attention to this Naga issue. And perhaps calling a core committee others that I don't know. At least I went there as an individual.
So, sir, yesterday and 1-2 days now, NSCN they have put out their press statement. So, according to NSCN recent statement, they are annoyed with Union Home Ministry for inviting you for the talk. So, why, sir?
I always feel that the Naga problem covers all sections of the Naga people, not only underground. It is the concern of the entire Naga people. And therefore, whether we are party to this or that, I think every individual citizen has got a right to express his views, opinion before the authority who are dealing with this problem, number one. Secondly, as an old man, I have been engaged in this kind of political problem for the last more than 60 years. I have seen the ups and downs of this political struggle, during which I always taken into account that no group should be excluded. And therefore, I think what NSCN is talking is, I think they have misconceived the purpose for which we are fighting for. I am for all. I am not against anybody. I love all the groups, because they are also endeavoring to achieve something good for the people of Nagaland. As far as I am concerned, I have neither jealousy, nor heartburning, nor ill will towards any group, including NSCN. If they have expressed anything, well, in our Bible said, Jesus said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. I will only say only that much.
So, based on the same question, sir, like based on your letter, March 22, 1963, NSCN I am turning you as a player of destructive roles during state formation. Can you please clarify on it?
I want to make it very candid on this issue. In 1963, I think they have brought out my letter addressed to Hilo. When Renuka Borgokoti raised a question in Parliament whether Prime Minister would be prepared to meet Ajit Fizu, the exiled leader who is in London, Prime Minister said yes. Then I said it should be in consultation with Bishulu Ao, who was the Chief Executive Councillor. So there were lots of this halaula in the paper also. And after that, Nehru made another statement, correction, that I am prepared to meet Ajit Fizu in consultation with Bishulu Ao, the Chief Minister of Nagaland. But this is all later. After that, I met Fizu on 3rd March 1963 in London. I stayed with him for 3 nights. That time we have discussed various Naga issues. And at last, we have decided to arrange a meeting between Prime Minister and himself, and he agreed to come. But because of, again, election was announced, so there was some disagreement among the leaders of that time. So we couldn't materialize what I have arranged. And I'll be giving you the entire correspondence which I have had with this Ajit Fizu in those days for this meeting between Jawaharlal Nehru and this Ajit Fizu. And I'll tell you at, on account of that meeting in 1963 in London, when I was returning, Reverend Led Kijong was on his way to America. So I told him, you stop over in London, you meet Fizu and Michael Scott, because we have elaborate discussion on Naga issue. So I think a peace would be required. So after his return, the Nagaland Baptist Mission, they called a meeting at Oka, and resulting in the declaration of ceasefire of 1964. And I think I always feel that I have also contributed towards the ceasefire so that Naga people can have at least a political dialogue at the highest level. Even after that later, one should remember, 6 round of talks between Naga federal government and government of India at Prime Minister level. 6 round of talks. After that later. And how it failed? Because of dissension among Naga leaders in Delhi, among themselves. We cannot blame government of India. We have to blame ourselves. And the consequence of that was formation of revolutionary government in Nagaland. And that was the first, I think, casualty of Naga political movement, because that has broken the bones of the Naga political movement. After that, when I was Chief Minister, we have declared this ceasefire. For the last more than 20 years, they are talking, they are negotiating at the highest level. Then is it necessary for them to dig out a letter written by me to Shilo after so many years at this stage, after talking federal government, they also having, without any hindrance, they are talking with the government of India. Then what's the use of digging out the old letter which I have addressed to this Chilo? Is it, I think, good for a leader to talk about the past? We're concerned about the present and future. And we have been talking about unity. And I think it is time that we should build up the temple of tolerance. Because we are going to live together. We were separated for many years as underground, overground. But time is coming that we shall be living in our own land as brothers and sisters. And therefore, this is the time to build up the temple of tolerance, the temple of love, the temple of peace and understanding. But at this time, I think a political leader, a political organization, which has been negotiating with the government of India for the whole of Naga people, why should they quarrel for an individual like me? I feel sorry for them because I'm an individual. And why should they quarrel with me? I think it would be, treat as demeaning their own possession, that's all.
So, sir, what is your opinion about ongoing framework agreement and agreed positions?
Whatever they have discussed and whatever they have framed out for the last 20 years, they have discussed, I think, in threadbare, whether it is Cement Commission report or plebiscite or sovereignty or flag or constitution. I think during these 20 years, they might have discussed thoroughly. Only after this discussion, debate, deliberations, at long last, both the parties, that is Government of India's representatives, as well as our Naga nation leaders, they have agreed to draw up certain agreement on the basis of what they have discussed during these 20 years and also on the basis of, I think, current political realities, economic realities. And they have, I think, consciously discussed, debated, deliberated all issues from A to Z. Only after that, they have appended their signature knowingly, consciously, formally, and officially in the presence of the Prime Minister and Home Minister. And they have shook hands. They have clapped their hands. Why? It is acceptance. If it was not an acceptance, they would only nod their heads like this. But I think we, as a common man, feel that all of them were so jubilant on that day because they were shaking hands with each other, clapping hands, a sign of approval. So for us, whatever they have done, I think these are the only things which they can do under the present circumstances. So they should be frank that we have fought, we have tried, and we have done this. Openly, they should tell Naga people. I think Naga people will be too happy that to accept whatever they have proposed, because Naga people are not new to politics. They know what is going on in the country. They know what is taking place in all over the world, and the kind of changes that are taking place in all spheres of human activities. So Naga people will be too glad to welcome those people who have signed this. So I think they should also not feel hesitant to tell us frankly that yes, we have done. So I think Naga people should also accept this with honor and dignity. That's what I feel.
So, sir, I have one last question for you.
Yes.
The Nagas, all the Nagas, we want to know, like, how serious do you think the government of India is to settle this vexed Naga issue? Do you think it will happen before the 2023 elections?
Well, I think since all issues have been already sealed up, they have signed. So the timing, perhaps Government of India will definitely do it before election. That's what I feel. They didn't tell us what we feel because circumstances show that it has to be done like this, because even in the election, they said election for solution. So I think they had to give their manifesto also. So I hope both the Nagaland legislature as well as the government, they should adhere to the manifesto which they have pronounced, declared, promised, committed during the election. That's what I feel.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for giving us your precious time to Nagaland TV.
Aro, amen. Aine huniluse khotandu ki ase sob huniluse. To iniga updates aro alag updates kan lorna apna site ki Nagaland TV. Moi aram with camera person Choi Chinglung and Benang for NLTV.